And now, martial art for users complete and unabridged thoughts about the new Castlevania anime. Enjoy. Oh my fucking gods! It was just wow. I mean, with the whips and and the swords and the spells and the blood, the guts. Oh my god, it was just so freaking awesome. And martial art for user. Yes, Trixie. Look, are you kind of curious why only 4 episodes too? Because I find that kind of annoying. Unless you're right for user. I mean, why not? What, Trixie? Can you see I'm busy trying to do this show? Hello, and welcome back to Panda Fridays, where we proceed to check out old fanfics that are not pony related. What? Why? Castlevania has a new series out, and it was glorious. I mean, just wow. Me and the bro were discussing this, and he pointed out that the last time he had a video game animated adaptation that he had seen that he loved so much was with Satam, and I had to agree. Satam to me has always been one of the best, and this ranks right up there with it. Some of my favorite parts include Dracula and Alucard. So, what better way to celebrate that than with a fic? So please stay back and relax while we hear the Terryberry Memorial Library and proud to present House of the Dead by Bahamut. Enjoy! House of the Dead. See, I can read it without imitating a certain video game martial art fruit user. Gods by Bahamut. Chapter 1. It was a Wednesday morning when it appeared in the middle of nowhere, Utah. An enormous Gothic castle with several spires standing straight into the azure blue of the forested Utah mountains, staining the alpine blue of the blot of faded gray. A fisherman saw it happen. Rather, he and his young daughter walked right into it. While some may have thought to explore the seemingly older than old castle, the evil that it emanated forced them to run as fast as they could. Comma here, please. By the time they reached their truck, their lungs burned from their exhaustion. It wasn't until the fourth death that reports began tracking the two down and taking down their story. A motel somewhere in Washington. Sam came in early, holding a bag of McDonald's breakfast. In the back he could hear the soft roar of a fan, a splatter of a shower, and something else. Singing, "She blinded me with science." Dean stopped singing when he heard the banging at the door. "I got us breakfast, and maybe a job." "She blinded me with science," he replied in the best scientist voice. It wasn't long before he was out and dressed and had English and egg and sausage and McMuffin in his hand. Ugh, food of the gods. He dug around some more until he found another treasure. "Oh yeah, there it is. The house browns." "So, check this out." Sam held open a Salt Lake Tribune. Just says that a castle just appeared and there's been several mysterious deaths. A survivor says a suit of armor killed his friend with a giant sword. "Ghosts? Sounds like it," Sam said, still looking at the newspaper. "I'll tell you the honest truth, I'd rather be working on a haunted castle than on Leviathans. At least you could do something about that." Exactly what I was thinking. Let's get going. Yes, let's please leave all that behind and focus on the monster killing. Thank you. The two left startling thereafter. After a long drive, they finally came to rest on a dirt road, where they could walk from there to the castle. "Haunted castle," Dean mumbled to Sam as he pulled out one of his shotguns, grabbed several boxes of rock-solid shotgun shells. "Do you think we'll find Dracula?" "Nah," he said, grabbing a knife. "But if we do, I'll buy dinner." "Get hold of it. You got yourself a deal, Sammy," he said with a smile. "Looks like Red Lobster." They turned and walked into the forest of aspens. For all the places they had been, this was perhaps the creepiest, as all sound was strained in front of forest, and each breath was blaspheming loud. Indeed, they saw no animals, no fences and squirrels. Had every animal left the area, hurried to be killed by whatever evil dwells within the palace. Using a few words in that sentence there, Dean stopped in his tracks and stared dumbly at the enormous castle that dared them to enter. But the castle had a guardian in the form of a great dying rose maze. From even 100 feet away, they could see the ground move. A small greenish yellow something dig themselves out of the parched soil and shovel about before burying themselves back into the soil. As they stepped, the pair came closer to the rose maze, and they did their three-high people and as they did, the three-knee-high people, oh my god, they're being attacked by Smurfs, way up to the surface and hobbled towards them. Creatures were obviously plants. Their bodies resembled frightful wooden men with terrible thorny teeth and claws. Green leaves grew on tiny limbs about his body, giving an appearance of hair. What are those things? I think they're Mandragora, Dean. Sam replied as the brothers watched the plants walk towards him. I thought they didn't exist. We'll tell them that. Looks like they want to eat us. Yeah, probably all over the place in that maze. So what, do we just kick them? I guess. The first of the three came near Dean and took a step forward and kicked it. As the first of the three came near Dean and took a step forward and kicked it. Come on! Yep, he said proudly as he turned to Sam. But then the ground shook and Dean fell to his knees, and Sam collapsed on top of him. They stumbled to their feet, looked around, and realized their own folly. Kicking that one had awakened all of them. They turned quickly, looking at all the little creatures, and realized they now stood in the midst of well over 1,000 little plant creatures that screamed and hissed at them. You just had to kick it, didn't you? You told me to, Sam! Dean looked at his brother and then to the Mandragora. So, run? Chapter 2. Left, right, turn, kick. The ants maze went on forever, and one of the Mandragora had Sam by the leg, trying to drag him down the soil below. Sam! Dean ran forward, crashing through the plant man to help his brother. Crack! The Dean low with a well-placed hit at the butt of his shotgun, and pulled the strain violently to get his brother up and out of the earth. It was only when Sam was on his feet he saw little hands clutching him from where Sam had been. Dean? Sam tugged on his arm, pulling on his brother out from his reverie. We gotta get out of here. Another turn, then straight, and a huge rusty gate stood before them, blocking their way to a formerly beautiful, now bone-dry fountain beyond. The fountain seemed to be carved from an enormous block of granite, with a nude female angel emerging from a rose, and holding a great dish on her back, with her wings on either side. All along and trailing up, the angel rose vines grew, tangled to each other. Do you just have a problem with the comma, Mr. Author? He did. Do you just not like it? Did your girlfriend take the comma in the middle of the breakup? Dean gave a deep tortured groan and let his head drop. It's just so typical. What? Sam asked, looking at his brother. Look. Dean pointed far beyond the fountain. The door of the castle was just beyond the grass. Damn it! Great. Here come our friends. Dean groaned, turning back to his brother. We have a trail left, right? Let's go! To the left and to the right ran a great rose-covered stone wall. They ran and finally came to an ancient aspen growing through the wall. The granite bricks had crumbled down in a pile on both sides of the wall, but hadn't left a hole wide enough to slip through. We'll have to climb, Sam said, his eyes running up to the trunk of the tree. Dean, give me a boost. Right! He was right behind him. He braced himself, and Sam offered his hand. Sam just barely reached the lowest branch, took a hold of it, and began to pull himself up. Branch snapped, but he fell hard on his back. Son of a bitch! They're back! The plant creature surged forward as a hungry legion. Sam, help me. Maybe we can push into these bricks. He grunted and groaned against the wall. At last the bricks gave away. Yes! Sam cried, grabbing his gun. Damn it! Yes! The pair struggled through the small space just as the Mandragora reached them. These monsters slowing down, slipping past a single file. Dean smiled grimly and flipped them off as they continued to run to the fountain into the castle door beyond. Motherfucker! Dean groaned. The giant Uncle Castle door was locked. Just as they were about to curse God and die, two marble statues appeared. Two knights, one missing a sword, the other a shield. You go right, Sam ordered. I'll go left. They split up, running around the open courtyard. Sam found his first. The statue was a replica of the knight statues guarding the door, but this one had both its shield and sword. He walked slowly, yet determinedly forward, not noticing the manticore burrowing its way into the soil. It did feel away from the earth, and shook, and dust fell from the knight as it started to move. Sam stared in wonder. A real golem. It was holding the key. Dean crouched over, his hands on his knees, struggling to catch his breath. Unlike Sam, no little plant man followed him. It had been an easy run, but exhausting. I gotta go jogging, he said to himself. He stood up straight and wiped his forehead. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw a new creature. It looked like a tiny wingless demon, hardly knee-high. It wore a hooded coat and carried a small gnarled wooden staff. The little man smiled, showing off a mouthful of sharp teeth. Plant man, the creature's black eyes seemed friendly, harmless, and playful. The little man gave a friendly wave. Hello, he said in a rough pitched voice. Dean waved back, smiled, and cursed. Just as Dean finished waving, green lightning shot from the creature's staff, sealing the Highfield months later. Oh, you've got to be kidding me! All of his equipment was gone. The little man pulled down one eyelid, bent over, spanked his ass, then disappeared. Coming fun! He said in a playful voice. Dean ran forward and came to the same wall. Oh, you are so hot right now. He looked up and saw the little man waving down to him. From left to right, he looked and saw a rusted ladder draped on the side of the wall. Coming for you! The wall on the side was much wider when he had entered it. It was made for people to fight on. Just as he was about to reach the creature, it teleported away and reappeared to the headspace below. Once again, it smiled and waved down. Then something began to happen. The wall began to shake, and with a deep dark hole, a column came to life. Raised his sword and stalked towards the helpless hunter. Oh, you little bastard! Well, it's a good thing I prepared for ghosts. Sam grumbled his breath. I hate to survive this and ruin today's streak. All around it was nothing but grass. Ow! CT's whiplash! Ow! A stone wall behind. Maybe there was something a way outsmart. The construct seemed to only walk, never run. Maybe we could use that to its advantage. Sam charged forward and dodged under a swing of the sword and the bastard's shield. Finally got behind it. As hard as he could, he hit the thing in the bend of its leg with the butt of his gun as it crumbled to his knees, turned the gun around, and shot point blank with rock salt. Large chunks of the rock fell from the golem's back. The good news, it worked even with rock salt. The bad news, he had to get in close. The golem shrugged, knocking Sam to the ground and the gun from his hands. It stood, turned around. Remember, folks, betas are your friends. It slided hard into the ground, sending twigs, little stones, and dirt spraying through the air. Sam's eyes grew big as he saw the new sword come down, rolled just in time, feeling the sword scrape his back. Rolled to his knees, then to his feet, wincing as he moved as the blood sucked through his shirt. The hunter leapt and skidded to a stop, gun in his hands. Just as he grabbed it, the construct was over him once again. Sam rolled quickly on his back and raised the gun. Two shots hit the thing, one in his shoulder and the other one where the gut would be. All stumbled back as the rock crumbled off of it. Sam got to his feet, and while reloaded his gun. Running quickly, he circled around it and ran forward, put two more shots into the golem's leg, and watched as it crumbled to the ground. It was helpless now. It dragged itself along the ground. The hunter stood there for a moment to catch his breath. He put it out of misery with 5 more shots. You know, fragments like this would be stopped with the use of a comma. Alas, the shield was his. Ding! The golem walked forward, and with each step the wall shook under his weight. Dean was stuck back against the wall. It was too high to jump down. There was no delaying the construct. It walked always forward. It wasn't long before it reached Dean, towered over him. So raised his sword, swung, and the wall gave out, taking man and golem with it in a pile of rubble. Dean was the first to rise. Oh, how his body ached. Each step, each breath was searing pain. He looked along and saw the little man waving at him. He tried so hard to make his legs run, but they could not, would not. The hunter finally reached the creature and it teleported away once again, and reappeared on a pile of sharp rocks. On his belly he climbed, because he could no longer stand. Blood was pouring from his nose, mouth, and constant scrapes that lined his body. He pulled himself to the top, and this time the little man didn't teleport away. He only smiled as he patted the creature on the head. "Look!" the creature said, pointing to a stone basin with a green light rising up from its depths. Dean struggled to raise his head and finally saw what the little man was pointing to. "Touch the light! Touch the light!" Wait a minute. Item stolen. Creature telling him to touch the light. Oh god, no, please don't. Then the little man teleported away, leaving Dean alone with his equipment and basin to explore. He pulled himself a stone basin alone. Dean stood there a moment, on wobbly legs swaying back and forth, and he plunged his hands deep in the basin. This was something like he'd never felt before. It was life flowing energy into him. Even when Cass healed him, he had only healed his wounds. But this was different. Pure life filled him. Broken bones mended, shattered teeth reformed and were like new. Even old and new cuts and scars were gone. Like he'd just gotten the best night's sleep of his life. Hell, even his clothes were like new. "Well," he said, looking at the dim light, "I'll be a son of a bitch. I could just kiss that bastard." Dean turned and picked up his things. "You show me where the key is. Too bad it's in the hands of the walking statue of doom." Dean came to the clearing where the golem stood. The thing just lost his arm and shoulder in the fall. His portions of his head and back were missing. He smiled, and the construct had fallen first, and was buried under the stone blocks. Now mostly defeated, and struggled to try to stay balanced when it walked. It took one step, two, and a third. It tried for a fourth, wobbled, and then crumbled into a pile on its belly. It was dead, and stone sword lay flat on the ground. Dean looked at the construct's ruin. He smiled and said to himself, "Not just kiss. I'm gonna give that little guy full of blowjob for that." Sam had already placed his seal in a nice offered hand by the time Dean had arrived. He was chewing on a stick of gum, and walked out without a word, slipped the sword into the nightstand and heard it click. They both looked at the door. It was Sam who gave the first tentative tug. The door was heavy, but slid with a loud squeak, and groaned under Sam's pull. As the pair took the first steps inside, the door slammed shut behind them. They looked at each other, and Dean shook his head. "Can't believe how much trouble this has been. We just started. Almost makes me wish we'd find out this again." As he finished talking, Sam slowly faded away and disappeared altogether. Dean's troubles were just beginning. Okay, why did Sam disappear? Excuse me, I'm going to I'm going to check ahead 2 chapters and see just how incomplete this story is and see where we're going to go from here. Give me a moment. For a second, guys. Let's see. Copying off of 1 Minute of Innocence and checking out or right. This feels like it's ripping way too much directly off from the games. So, you know what? I think I'm going to stop here, unless my brain gets shattered. Uh, the story's not all that well paced. I kind of wish there was more, to the story. And I wish there was more that actually showed up here that was from Castlevania. Like, say, I don't know, the Belmonts. And the grammar of this whole entire thing and the way that the story's set up just feels really lackluster. Not the worst, but definitely could have been better. Well, that was one down, thousands more to go. I'll see you next time.